Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to my Thursday Q&A. Every Thursday, I make these videos where I answer your questions. So drop them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer everybody's questions next week. Remember that if you want your question answered on a Q&A video, you have to ask it on the previous Thursday's video for me to answer it on the next one. So I got my Howie Roll hat on. Check out his channel if you haven't already. It's Howie, like short for Howard, and then Roll. And by the way, I did cut my hair. We had a couple like super hot, like 100-degree days here, and it was just too hot, and my hair was constantly like, there was no way to make it look like even decent anymore. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna shave it. So I did. Fantastic Reality says, do you run your fridge 24/7 no matter what? Yes. Well, I have it plugged in 24/7. It turns itself on and off. It's off a lot more than it's on, but yeah, it's always plugged in. And your second question is, if you didn't have the solar, do you think you could manage to do the fridge thing with 400 amp hours worth of batteries tied into a heavy-duty alternator? Absolutely, man. You could probably do it with 150. I mean, even my 93 would work if I didn't have all the other stuff I was powering, like roof fans and lights and charging laptops and phones and all that stuff. 400 would be plenty. Probably get away with like 200, I think. I think that's where I'm headed. I think 200 amp hours is kind of the golden number if you're going to have roof fans and auxiliary fans and lights and charging phones and laptops and having a fridge. So, yeah. Corey Rattering says, are you going to put the tapestry back in your new setup? Where did you get such a big tapestry that looks so nice? Yes, I'm definitely going to put it back in. I'm actually going to get another one. I tore the old one accidentally, so I'm going to get a new one that's exactly the same. I like that design. I checked out a few others, but they were a little... I'm just going to get the same one. I got it on Amazon, and it was super cheap. I think it's like 10 or 20 bucks or something. Great deal, fast shipping. And yeah, check out Amazon. I can put a link in the description for it too. If I remember, I'll do my best. Kurt M says, how many miles were on your van when you bought it, and how much did you pay for it? I paid $1,600, and it had 220,000 miles on it. Had a lot. It's got 240,000 now, but it actually runs way better now than it did when I got it. I got it at a used car lot, and it ran great during the test drive, and then as soon as I got it off the lot, it just went downhill, and it ran like crap, so I had to do a lot to it. Probably put about $1,000 into it, somewhere in there. I haven't counted receipts, so that's kind of an estimate. Strocat25 says, have you ever tried Japanese melon pan bread? If not, you should. One of the best things I've ever eaten. I have not. I've never eaten Japanese food, or I haven't yet. When I do, if I have the opportunity to try that, I definitely will. Thanks for the heads up on that. How To For You says, what is your favorite music band you listen to while on the road, and when are t-shirts going to be made available? It's kind of hard to say a favorite music and band. I don't really have favorites of anything. It depends on what I'm into and how I feel at the time. I can tell you the last 3-4 bands that I binged on were Tool, which I'm always kind of on a Tool binge, and Shinedown, and 6 a.m., and Incubus. Oh, and J. Cole. That's a freebie. He rocks, man. And as far as the t-shirts, I just ordered one. Actually, it just shipped out today. I spent like an entire day on the Love Yourself design. Photoshop is hard to figure out, but I nailed it. And I'm going to test out the t-shirt. I'm going to test out how the thing looks on it in person, and how well it's printed on there, and make sure that it's a super high quality item. And if it's good, then I think a few days. I think it should be here in like 3 days. I might wash it at least once first to make sure that the ink holds up and everything's all cool. I did a lot of research on the particular brand of the t-shirt. So yeah, we'll see. They shipped it out really fast. I'm doing this, they print and drop ship the thing for me. I make a lot less money that way, but I can do it from the road. I don't have to carry around a bunch of t-shirts and mail them out all the time. But yeah, they have a bunch of brands available and stuff, so I got the best one, so soon. Mr. Bones IRL says, I couldn't help but notice you have a Misfits tattoo and was wondering if you were going to Riot Fest in September to see the Misfits reunion with Glenn and the original lineup. I would love to see that. I would do some dirty, disgusting things to be able to see that. But unfortunately, I don't think it's within I don't think I'll be able to make it, because I'm kind of cutting it close to getting to Salem. If I can, I will. I'm a little burnt out on music festivals, but that would be so amazing, dude, to see Danzig, like, playing with the Misfits. I can't believe they're actually doing that because they've had that huge feud for forever. Anyway, yeah, I hope so, but I doubt it. Arkansas Mike says, great video. Have you thought about, or have you been through Arkansas? If not, do you plan on it? If you do, give me a holler, bro. Would love to meet up. Dude, I'd love to meet up as well. Arkansas is one of the few states that I have not been to yet. I just had the opportunity, but I decided to blast through Texas first, and I could have gone up like through North Louisiana and Arkansas and through Oklahoma and Texas, but tornadoes, man, I just wanted out of there, just because it was like prime tornado season. But I will be there eventually. It's on my list, definitely on my list, and hopefully we will be able to meet up then. Spurge Dog says, have you ever used any type of psychedelics for fun or personal use? If so, what types? It's interesting how many drug questions I get. I have when I was younger, yeah. I tried mushrooms a couple times. I tried acid once, and I tried DMT once. Howie Roll says, I like Salt Lake City in the summertime, but never again in the winter. Have you been in the winter? No, actually, when I was just there a couple weeks ago, that was the first time I've ever been to Salt Lake City. They got all those mountains around the town, though, and they were all still covered in snow, and it was pretty hot while I was there a few of the days, so I imagine that it's wicked cold there in the winter. Frost Freedom says, do you sleep with your head away from the door? According to Trilly Universal, a bed, even a temporary bed, is always oriented with the headboard away from the door. It serves an ancient imperative of protecting oneself against marauders. In my van, I sleep with my head above my feet, and if that means that my head is next to my side door, then that's where it is. Waking up without a headache is more important than marauders. Marauders are gonna maraud, you know what I'm saying? So I just avoid the headaches. Richard Brown says, have you considered, this is a long one, have you considered having the top of your mattress near flush level to the tops of the wheel wells and just making a cutout? I wonder if this would allow you to sit up on the mattress when not sleeping. Yes, it would absolutely allow me to sit up on the mattress while not sleeping. I've got my design down. I got a little drawing of it, but it's really hard to... You're just going to have to see it to understand it. But it allows me to have a lot more storage. And, yeah. So, and another part of this was talking about avoiding bumps and scrapes on cold, hard metal. I'm covering all the metal because warm breathing, warm bodies, heater inside, cold outside, metal clashing, that's condensation, and I absolutely want to avoid condensation, so I'm insulating something over all of the metal. There will be no bare metal. Next question is from, oh man, these Latin words, Minationosis Sepite. That's as good as I'm going to get with that. Any planned destinations for your next trip? And Pokerface asked a very similar question of, can you give us a rundown of your travel plans for next year? Okay, here's what I know. In 2 months, about 2 months, I'm going to go down to San Francisco and pick up my girl. Maybe LA, hopefully San Francisco, so I don't have to deal with LA. Plus, I want to go there in when the weather's good so I can actually explore it and understand it and not just try to get the hell out of there. And then we're going to go to the Redwoods and maybe drive up the Oregon coast or something, up 101. And then she's going to stay for like 2 weeks or so. And then after that, I'm going to head up to Salem, Massachusetts and work the haunted house all through October. And then after that, I have no idea. None. I'll probably just go straight back down to New Orleans for a little while. And yeah, I don't know anything else. It's up in the air. It's whatever I feel like, I guess. Next question is from Barbara Russell. Have you considered bamboo or cork for the floor of the van? I haven't really considered a cork. I haven't looked into that. It seems like it would be so soft. It would be easy to dent and flatten out, but I don't know. I have checked out bamboo. I was just at Home Depot a couple days ago checking out all the hardwood floors and fake hardwood floors, the Pergo and everything, and other ideas. And the bamboo was really easy to scratch, and that's just not going to work. And I'm not going to pay a bunch of money for something that scratches and looks like crap in no time. I am hard on the floors. I'm not a gentle floor person, I guess. I'll look into the cork, though. I hadn't really thought of that. Thank you. The Lonely Melon says, you mentioned in your last Q&A that your favorite book was The Alchemist. Who is the author? Because there are a lot of different books by that name. I think it's Paul. There's a C, there's an A, there's a U, there's an L. I think there's an H and an O. Calero or something like that. I think so. It's about the kid that goes on this great adventure hoping to achieve a goal, and then he realizes once he gets it that it wasn't the goal that was important, but all the things he learned on the way to get there. Basically, and to read the signs and follow mentors and everything else. That's my synopsis anyway. Also wrote it like a couple years ago. Casey Karinsky says, about the hanging decorations in your van before it was gutted. The one with the squares of cloth with different colors. I noticed the same thing hanging from someone else's van in one of your van tour videos and got curious. Does it have meaning or importance, or you just have it up because it looks cool? Yeah, as another viewer commented, those are Tibetan prayer flags. And it's kind of both for me. I think the idea of what they symbolize, at least my understanding of it, is really cool. So they pray to these flags for world peace and harmony and everything. And then they hang them, and then as the wind blows, it leaves threads, and the threads have peace. So they're like spreading peace throughout the world symbolically that way. I thought that was really cool. But also the original layout and the last one of the van was very plain and bland and kind of almost industrial. It didn't feel like home. I needed some colors. I needed some like aliveness in there. And all those colors and the shapes just really added it to it. So kind of both, yeah. Robert Phillips says, does your dog hate the mailman or paper boy, lady, girl? My dog hated anyone touching my mailbox. No, she barks when someone comes to the door, or when we go on walks. If she sees another dog, she'll bark. She's very territorial that way. But as far as anybody outside, she doesn't really care, which is good, because she's got a really loud, scary sounding bark, and it scares me every time, because whoa, god dang, man, it's too loud. It's way too loud. Next question is from Solelmente. Says, I haven't seen all your most recent vids, but in case you haven't said before, what kind of toilet are you planning to get or build? I'm just getting a super cheap, it's like a half bucket thing from Amazon, and I plan on getting some biodegradable bags for now until I figure out what else to do. It's like $30 or something on Amazon, and just seems like the easiest option. I get a Go Girl thing, or what are those like lady pisser things you hold up and it turns into you can pee standing up thing? Shiwi. Getting one of those and having like a his and her pee bottles of like orange juice pee bottles or something. I don't know. I'm going super simple with the thing. I might convert it into a compost toilet, but I have way too many things on my plate to like research toilets right now. So that's why I'm doing it that way. Next question is from, oh God, what did I just do? I just moved everything. Next question is from, wow, all the way down here. Chris Shrewsbury says, for your builds, you have you researched the pros and cons of using cedar lumber? I understand creepy crawlies don't like the smell and could help keep them out. Also not sure if it takes more time to rot or if it's mold resistant. I don't know anything about cedar. I have not looked into that. I do like the way it smells though. Next, have you thought about a journal to keep track of the states and cities of where people are that would like to meet up with you? I know it wouldn't work for other van dwellers that are on the move, but your fans are stationary and would give you an insight to local attractions tourists don't know about. Definitely, that keeping a journal and keeping track of everyone definitely would give me that. But I am like, it's funny, I got in this van dwelling thing thinking my life would be so simple and so easy, and I've turned it into like incredibly stressful because I have so many things I'm trying to figure out right now and so many things I'm trying to do that I'm so overwhelmed. I absolutely cannot add anything else to my plate. It's just going to be way too much. So my solution to this, just trying to simplify this, is that when people see that I'm going to be in an area, which I talk about on my videos and will be talking about on my website when I get more involved with that coming up very soon, they're just going to have to hit me up and say, hey, I'm in this area if you want to meet up. You know, I think it's going to work best that way for me because I have way too many things going on, and I've got to figure out how to simplify my life so I can enjoy it more, because it's kind of getting to the point where I have this like underlying stress all the time, and I'm enjoying things a lot less, and I'm less happy for it, and my relationship's starting to kind of suffer for it. So I need to do that for me. Walking Michigan says, have you ever thought of backpacking at one of your stops and doing an overnight camping adventure? Yeah, but I really like sleeping in the van. It's home, and I sleep really well there, and sleeping, like getting good night's sleep is like the most important thing for me. Plus, I'm leaving like my entire home, everything I own, like totally vulnerable, out in the middle of nowhere. Like anybody could break in and just steal everything I own. I am a little bit paranoid about that, but yeah. So yeah, I have thought about it, but I'm not going to do it. Kristen Dozer says, hey, another awesome video. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing the new van interior. How long do you think it will take you, and what software do you use to edit your videos? I use Adobe Premiere CC Pro, or Adobe Premiere Pro CC, which I highly recommend if you're a little bit more advanced with the video editing. Premiere Elements was awesome before it ran out of capabilities for me. How long will it take to do the van? Man, I want to say like 2 weeks, but I don't know. I haven't been able to really sell anything yet, and I have a bunch of stuff I gotta sell, so I have money to build it. So hopefully that'll speed up. Susan Smith says, I have a German Shepherd puppy. Awesome. And have you ever traveled with your dog? Pros and cons. I have not. Layla's technically my parents' dog as far as like ownership or whatever, but she's part of my pack, so I just call her my dog. I have not. I haven't wanted to, because I would feel limited. Like I can't leave the dog in the car because it's going to get too hot and they'll die. But two, there's like I want to go out all day and do stuff, and I wouldn't be able to do that because I'd be limited by the dog. But also, I can't pick up poop. The cat puked in the garage the other day, and I can't work on the van until my parents get home and clean it up. They're out of town. It would be this like revolving like circle of vomit. Like I'd be trying to clean it up, and then I'd puke, and then I'd puke trying to clean up my puke and the cat's puke. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this terrible. Anyway, those are the cons for me. Pros, obviously, companionship. Dogs are amazing. Just pure unconditional love and a little furry body. Kin Alkalel. Oh, I hope I'm saying that right. Just a thought. Have you ever thought of a roof tent for boondocking? No. Once again, I love sleeping inside the van. It's home, and I'm most comfortable there. But also, I have the solar panel up there, and now a big roof vent. I got the Fantastic fan in today. I haven't installed it yet. And I am getting rid of the bike, though, but that still doesn't leave much room up top for that. And I'd much prefer to sleep inside anyway. Johnny Peacock says, what do you and your friends do for fun now that you're back home? I have met up with one friend for a few hours and one viewer for most of a day, and that was really cool. But most of the time, I've just been trying to figure out the website stuff. I've been trying to plan out the van, and I've been trying to relax, and it's been really hard for me to relax. Had this like underlying like being wound up, kind of stressed out thing for a long time, and I haven't taken enough time to really like feel my emotions and work on myself. I haven't been taking nearly enough time for myself. So I'm trying to get back into the balance of that, and also coming back home has kind of brought up a lot of old unresolved things, I think. So I'm trying to deal with those as well, and I just really haven't had time to hang out with anybody other than that. So I guess for fun, just working on the van and figuring out what to do next. Neon Death 07. That sounds like a badass death metal band. Neon Death. Are you someone that likes a super detailed, planned out to-do list, or do you more go with the flow to get to your destination? As far as destinations, definitely go with the flow. As far as having a goal, like building a website or building a van, I want to know the basics of everything to do with it and know where I can get the specific information. But I don't really care about the specific information myself. So I'm very not detail-oriented, but I want to understand the system of things that I'm doing. But as far as traveling, that's totally different. That's go with the flow. That's set my GPS on my destination, and if I see somewhere I want to stop on the way, I just stop and take my time. So yeah, that's it, guys. Wow, that worked out perfectly, 24 seconds. Thanks for watching, guys. Love yourself. Woo!